Hey all, today I'm going to be reading through 1 Kings 17, 1 through 7. Uh, it says, Now Elijah the Tishbite of Tishbe in Gilead said to Ahab, As the Lord the God of Israel lives before whom I stand, there shall be neither dew nor rain these years except by my word. And the word of the Lord came to him, Depart from here, and turn eastward and hide yourself by the brook Cherith, which is east of the Jordan. You shall drink from the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed you there. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord. He went and lived by the brook Cherith, that is east of the Jordan, and the ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning, and bread and meat in the evening. And he drank from the brook, and after a while the brook dried up because there was no rain in the land. So these passages talk about how God prepared Elijah for the service, how God provides according to our obedience, and how God's plan does not always make sense. Those are the 3 points of these verses. So in verse 1, God prepared Elijah to talk to Ahab, and then he brought him to the brook to hide him away because Elijah basically threatened the king, that he was going to bring a drought on the land, and so the king was basically going after him and searching for him to try to punish him. In verses 4 through 6, the way God provided according to Elijah's obedience is he used ravens, which are, as you know, scavengers, to bring Elijah meat and bread, which the ravens could have just eaten the meat and eaten the bread and then did give Elijah nothing, but they obeyed God and they went and they brought Elijah meat and bread to sustain him. And in verse 7, we see that the brook dried up, and sometimes God's plan doesn't make sense. Like, why would God bring Elijah to a brook and then have it dry up? It doesn't say how long Elijah was there. It could have been a pretty long time, but it says that the brook dried up. So we see later in the next couple of verses, verses 8 through 9, says, Then the word of the Lord came to him, Arise and go to Zarephath, which belongs to Sidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow there to feed you. So he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, a widow was there gathering sticks. And he called to her and said, Bring me a little water in a vessel that I may drink. So God initially said, You're going to dwell for a little while near a brook, and I'm going to provide water and food for you during this drought. And since it was a drought going on, the brook dried up. So God told Elijah, Go to, where was it? Go to Zarephath, and a widow will provide for you. And through all this, Elijah obeyed, and because of his obedience, God provided him a way to sustain himself and live through the drought. And this is also an example that God will always provide an alternative to whatever brook you have in your life. And in summary, God prepares us to serve, God provides according to our obedience, and God's plan does not always make sense to us, but he will guide us through it. This was really on my heart the past couple days, and I didn't really know how to share it, but I wanted to, and I eventually did. So I pray that you guys would just find whatever brook that is in your life, whatever brook that's in your life that is bad, that you would ask God to take it away from you and replace it with a good brook that is in your life.